All right, so the dumbbell single arm overhead tricep extension, whatever order those words are in, is something that's going to be beneficial not only to get a stronger tricep, but actually to shoulder health, because this overhead position where we're going to be actually moving from is something that, especially if you have kids and you know about baby shoulder, where you're constantly carrying kids around and forth like that, when that happens, that scapula, that shoulder blade, tends to just develop a bad relationship with the rib underneath it. It pokes out, it's in the wrong spot, it's tight, all various different reasons. But this overhead position like this forces that scapula to swoop out and go into a better position so that we can actually strengthen the stuff along it that is not good. So tangent aside, how we do this. A lot of videos you'll see done like this with a dumbbell done right behind the head. I actually don't like that. I don't want you to perform it like that at all. So we're gonna start with the weight overhead. First thing, we're always gonna start this movement with like a stupidly lightweight. So even if there's like 3, 4, 5 sets programmed, do an extra set at first with a stupidly lightweight, just to 1, feel out the movement for yourself, and 2, gauge how much you can actually use in your working set. So be smart, please. So dumbbell's gonna start overhead. I actually want you to have the elbow facing slightly out instead of forward. Luckily I have a tattoo here so you can see what I mean. So my elbow is gonna be facing out, and I'm gonna go nice and slow, drop the weight behind my head. So see, again, elbows facing out. I'm not trying to force it in like that. I'm not feeling tight, I'm not in bad position. Elbows out, it's a pretty natural position for me. I still get the benefit of strength of hitting the specific part of the tricep that I want, but now my shoulder's in a better position. And then I'm just gonna extend up like that. So as I extend up, I'm almost imagining like I'm like a samurai or something, and I'm pulling the sword out from the back of my head, or even honestly like a Ninja Turtle, whatever reference point you have. There's something back here, and we're unsheathing it, bringing it up like that. Top of every rep. It's very important that you don't want to focus on locking your elbow out, because that's going to mean something different for everybody, but you want to focus on flexing that tricep, the back of your arm, as hard as you can every single rep. So nice and slow on the way down, elbow facing out, big extension on the top, flex the tricep as hard as you can. When you set up for this, again, that rib position, tuck the ribs down into the hips, tight glutes, pretty wide stance. That's going to enable you to maintain nice and that's going to allow you to stay stable. I'm not going to reshoot this because I don't care. The second thing you can do for stability, non-working hand out to the side, squeeze the hell out of your fist. So tight glutes, ribs down, tight core, weight up, down behind your head, extend out. Focus on flexing the tricep every rep. Now, if your elbow feels weird even with that position, I want you to mess around with the elbow position. So if this feels weird for you, shift the elbow into different spots until you find that spot that feels comfortable for you. Realistically, that overhead position for your elbow should feel better than like traditional tricep pushdowns like that, but it's gonna be different for every single person. So experiment with the weight, start with the lightweight, and if your elbow feels weird, experiment with 1, the range of motion, don't come down all the way, just make sure you are at 90, and then the position of that elbow.